There's a coolie going on.
That's freedom of the city.
I got him, Kayla. I got him. I got
Carmelo Anthony, class of 2025, Centennial High School, Frisco, Texas.
Yeah. How to lay out, baby. A young child. He wasn't no thug. He wasn't no gangbanger. He wasn't somebody on the street. He's somebody with a two-parent home who love him very much. And this is what most of these racists in America hates to see. This is what they don't show you. They only want to post mug shots to make him look bad. But he wasn't a bad kid. And he isn't a bad kid for protecting himself. They're going to do whatever it takes to try to demonize black. But in our eyes, we know the truth. Justice for Carmelo.
Carmelo Anthony should be swinging from a tree outside this courthouse. Carmelo Anthony should be hanging from a tree. He wants to reestablish race relations in this country so that we can get along.
Tensions were high today for the Carmelo Anthony case, who is on trial for the alleged unaliving of Austin Metcalf.
We love our black youth. They deserve protection too. So, excuse me if I use colorful language like Carmelo Anthony needs to be swinging from a tree. Our people are being hunted by your people.
It's the other way around, because for years and years and centuries, white people have killed black people. Do you deny that? Like have hung black people in trees. Like you said, have enslaved black people, have mass incarcerated black people.
I think it's victim culture. I think it's victim culture, and there's too much. You crack-ass motherfucker, you barely made it to the... You got one foot in the grave and one on a banana peel. I'm gonna push you if I get close enough.
Many supporters from each side showed up and gave their side of the story, including Next Gen.
I don't want to put out how Carmelo feels. He feels like you need 8, 19-year-old child that's starting for their life.
That's one of our sons, you know. That's what.
I'm just coming here to support one of my family friends. You know, I think it's messed up what they did. I'm not saying anything racially, but I'm protesting that somebody that did a crime should be in prison for that crime.
Because if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't give a damn. Let's say the community.
I just want to make sure that I capture, like, in my mind, like, everything, how it happens.
I'm Native American. I believe in Christian values. I'm here to stand for these people over on this side. They're animals. They're heathens. They're fucking, they shouldn't even be allowed in this country anymore. They are agreeing that an innocent person should be murdered and the guy should get away. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, but I put some details below about the case. Let me know your thoughts on this.
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion here.
Just like Carmelo was doing. I'm glad you just said that. That's what Carmelo was doing. Protecting his motherfucking...
The judge as well in this case said it was not a case about race, but you cannot deny that just the facts of the case and what we've seen play out since then and what we're watch happening now is because the defendant is black, the victim is white, and that's the bottom line. But again, this is what I alluded to when I said this has brought out what's bubbling right beneath the surface.
All right. Shalom, shalom. Keepers of sheep. Brother Kashai, back with another lesson. Lord's will. This video is edifying. All right. Before we begin, I'd like to first start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rekah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. And I haven't came up with a solid title as of yet, but it'll be something to the effect of, this is what they want you to do. All right. And of course, today's lesson is inspired through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rakah Kwadash. As you can see, we'll be making points on the Carmelo Anthony and the Metcalf situation, man. All right, so as you can see, we got a few clips at the beginning of the video, and I think this is the first day of his trial, which they did find him guilty, I believe, of murder. All right, Carmelo Anthony, the young Jake, all right, killed a so-called white man, well, another so-called young white man, all right, with a knife, I believe he said. So it was a stabbing, and it's a terrible situation, man. All right, especially for the young Jake. All right, because as the title will be, this is what they want you to do. All right, and this is how they want you Jakes, you 2/3, to react. Okay, they want you to react like animals. Okay, like beasts. All right, they want you to act like you got no sense. Okay, they really want you to go home and get your guns, and they want to go home and get their guns, because you don't understand, Esau are carnal people. All right, these are carnal men and women. All right, they are built for the sword. Okay, the sword is their blessing, so they don't mind going all out for theirs. Okay, that's the thing. These Jakes, they especially these black women, man, especially Eve. All right, but you got a lot of these Jakes, these men as well. Jake think they just the biggest and the baddest. All right, but there's always a bigger and badder. All right, and these Edomites not playing. Of course, for the most part, we are stronger than them. All right, tougher than them, I guess. But this is not our land, man. All right, we don't have any army. We don't have any. This is not the time to fight. Like the Lord said to Peter, if this was my kingdom, and my servants will fight. We have no fight here. Okay, we're in captivity. We're subject to these things, man. Like I said, it's a terrible situation, and this is why we have to be in the spirit. This is why we have to be guided by the Spirit, keeping the ways, that are righteous to the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, because the Lord told us to be what? Wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Okay, not saying he was wrong for defending himself. I don't know the whole situation, but from videos I've been watching, is it doesn't look good for him. I guess is why he was found guilty. All right, and while, come on, man, we know how these things go, right? They just let off the Asian man, I believe, for killing the kid in South Carolina, shooting him in the back. All right, this is what they want. They want you to react this way. Okay, what they call it, rage baiting. So they want you to act out. They want a race war. Okay. But just a few precepts, okay? And Lord willing, once again, this video is edifying. So, okay, we'll start in Matthew 10 and 16, of course. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. All right, but be aware of men, for they will deliver you up." Okay, well, the point is, verse 16. "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." All right, it says wise as serpents and harmless, okay, as doves. Meaning, of course, we all get that feeling, all right, or that itch to, put hands on someone or do something to somebody. But ultimately, the Lord didn't call us to do that, especially, dealing with the men of the Lord or the prophets. This is not how things are conducted through the Spirit, man. Okay, we are not carnal men. We're not called to be carnal. All right, our weapons, all right, are spiritual. Okay, that's why you don't see brothers. That's why you don't see brothers at camp with guns and knives and nunchucks and brass knuckles and baseball bats, man. This is not a carnal thing. We'll cut you with the word, all right? We'll cut you with the word, okay? As the scripture says, the word is sharper than a two-edged sword. So that's our way of cutting you. This is our way of using our weapons, all right, in the spirit, all right, with the word. All right, but for 2/3 of our people, they're still in that mindset that they eye for an eye, right? They want blood, okay? And we understand that the true reparations would be blood, okay? But we have to wait for the Lord for that, okay? This is That's why the Lord said, vengeance is his. Okay. Let's get Matthew 26:52. We'll start at 40. Let's start at 49. It says, and forthwith he came to Yahushua and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all that take the sword shall perish with the sword. And basically, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. All right, and so at this time, they came to grab up the Lord. All right, and of course, Jake's first instinct, all right, his nature is to get busy. All right, get down. All right, and this is Jake's same mindset today. But when the Lord's on the scene, he told us, hey, this is, let's finish. It says, thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall these scriptures be fulfilled? That thus it must be. In the same hour said Yahushua to the multitudes, Are ye come out as a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye lay no hold on me. All right, so the Lord was like, man, basically, if he wanted to, he could call down angels. All right, he was saying this incident, it must happen. All right, so of course, there's things in the world we can't avoid. Things happen, right? But these are the things that Esau wants to happen. Esau wants you to, get bloody, get down. He wants you to act this way, okay? He likes this reaction. Esau gets off to this, man. Okay, seeing Jake act like the beast that they are. Jake, that's what Esau wants, because that falls right into his narrative that he has for 2/3. All right. Let's see what else we got. Matthew 5:25. It says, Agree with thine adversary quickly, all right, while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time that adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. All right, so meaning whenever these Edomites get out of hand, even especially, man, the Lord, has been showing me, that we all have to work on our patience. All right, but road rage, man. Road rage could be deadly. We see it happen all the time. So, you got these, it could be Jakes, Edomites, whoever. The early morning traffic or that evening traffic, that 5 p.m. traffic. You got somebody they pull out in front of you, or they pull out in front of you going slow, or they behind you riding you. Suffer that. Go through that. Okay, or let them pass you. Okay, or hey, if they going slow, move around them. Don't honk your horn. Don't ride them. Don't look crazy in the mirror. All right, it says agree with thine adversary quickly. So agree quickly. Hey, change your mindset, because it can quickly, it can turn up quickly, man. Things could go for the worst quickly. All right. Let's get the book of Sirach, Ecclesiastes, and the Apocrypha. 9:13 says, keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou came unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. So all these people, these black people, all right, showing out at these protests, these trials, these courts. All right, for this is what Esau wants you to do. Why? So he can lock you up. Why? So he can shoot you down. All right, so the next killing is justified. Okay, Esau is crafty, man. He's a cunning hunter. All right. Esau sets up he sets you up for the kill, man. He sets the snares, the traps, and you walk right into it every time, Jake. Every time. This is Romans 12:17. It reads, recompense to no man evil for evil. All right, provide things honest in the sight of all men. Verse 18, if it be peaceable, all right, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. All right, so if you can, live at peace with all men. All right, that's what the Lord commands of us. All right, 19, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, get him a drink, for in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome evil, but overcome evil with good. All right, in verse 20, that's talking about those enemies of our nation. All right, you may have a outward brother or family members, things of that nature, man. But remember, the Lord, the Lord is gonna, repay. All right, vengeance is His, and again, the Lord, He knows how to repay. We don't know how to repay. All right. So with that, man, hey, once again, Lord will, this video was edifying. Until next time, I'd like to close out by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect.